to a Year 3 edition of Teach Time Maths. So today we're going to be looking at mass. So mass is measured in something called grams, which is written as a G when we do it in maths, and kilograms, which can be written as kg. So up here I've got two different types of scales. Now this one here is what's called a digital scale, so it will tell me my number no matter how much I put in there. It will just keep counting up for me. And afterwards I see the letter G, so that means that it's weighing in grams. So here in my bowl I have 500 grams. Now if I pour it over into here, this is called an analogue scale. So this doesn't tell me the exact number. I have to read it on what looks a little bit like a clock face. So I start with 0 up here. Normally there will be lots of other lines with lots of different numbers going around, but just to make it a little bit easier, I've just stuck with 0, 500 grams and 1 kilogram. And I know it's at 500 because it's pointing straight at it, so I know it's clearly 500 grams. But what exactly are grams and kilograms? Well, in every kilogram there are 1,000 grams, just like with meters and kilometers. There are 1,000 meters in every kilometre, just like there are 1,000 grams in every kilogram. If I only have half of a kilogram, I might write it as a fraction or as a decimal, so 0.5 means half. If I just write it like that, that means I only have 500 grams. Half of 1,000 is 500. But what if I added 1 kilogram and 0.5 kilograms together? I would have 1.5 kilograms, which is the same as 1,500 grams. Now this is all about place value. So if I write out here as grams, I've got my thousands, hundreds, tens, and units. So that's how I would write out my grams. If I was going to convert it into kilograms, remember there are 1,000 in every 1 kilogram. So I have to move it back. I have to divide it by 1,000. To do that, I have to move it back 3 spaces. So here's my decimal point, and then we start to go behind it. So I go 1 jump, 2 jump, 3 jump. So eventually my 0 will be here, another 0, my 5, and then my 1 would take the place of the 0 there to make 1.5. So let's see if you can have a go over here. Now I've given you it as kilograms. Instead of trying to divide by 1,000, instead we'll just times by it. But there's a little trick with this one. If you're timesing by 1,000, all you're doing is you're jumping it forward 3 spaces, or you're adding zeros to the end. Now I've already got a 5 here. I've got a 0.5. If all I had was 4 kilograms, I would have to add 3 zeros to the end. But because I've got a 5 here, I just have to add 2 zeros. If we look over here, I've got a 5. I've just got to add 2 zeros. So see if you can convert these kilograms into grams. So pause the video now and see if you can have a go. Okay, let's have a look together. So remember there was that special trick we had to do. So we start with our 4 here, and because it's got a 5 there, I put that next, and then I need to add 2 zeros. So that means that 4.5 kilograms is the same as 4,500 grams. And then it's just the same going down. So 6.5 is just 6,500. If you just have a look, all I'm doing is taking away that decimal point and adding 2 zeros because I've got a 5. So I just have to add 2 zeros to the end. And the same goes for the 2.5 kilograms. it becomes 2,500. Now, some of you may be wondering why you might need to know grams and kilograms. Well, if you're baking a cake, or if you're making biscuits, or if you're just in general cooking, you have to weigh out your ingredients. And it's a bit of a science to it, a bit of a maths. So what you've got to do is you've got to add up all of your ingredients and make sure you've got the right amount. So here, I'll read out this question. Clark is making biscuits. She needs to weigh out her ingredients. She needs 500 grams of flour, 1.5 kilograms of butter, 500 grams of sugar, 1 kilogram of fruit, and 50 grams of chocolate. Now, you might look at a recipe like this, where some of them are in grams and some of them are in kilograms. So you have to know how to change kilograms into grams, or the other way around. But here, if we look over on this bit, it wants me to work it out in grams. Now I've got 2 of my ingredients that are weighed out in kilograms. Now remember, if it doesn't have a 5 or any numbers after it, I need to add 3 zeros. So 1 kilogram of fruit suddenly becomes 1,000 grams of fruit. Now I've already done 1.5, I know I have to add 2 zeros there because there's a number after my decimal point. So that becomes 1,500 grams. And now all I have to do is add my other ingredients. We can do it like a column addition. So I've got 500 grams up here, so I'll add that in the top. I've got another 500 grams, I'll squeeze that in down there. And then I've got a 50 here. I'm just going to add it together. So I've got nothing in this first column. I've got a 5 in my next one. I've then got 3 5s here, so that's 5, 10, 15. So I have to carry the 1 and add the 5. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 here. So in total, I've got 3,550 grams of dry ingredients to make up the cake. So what I want you to do now is I want you to quickly go and have a look. You might have some different ingredients in your cupboard at home. Maybe mums or dads are around and they can help you look. I want you to see if you can find any ingredients that have kilograms on them, that have grams on them, and if so, see how much is on there. Some of them might only be 100 grams, or some of them might be 250. So quickly go and have a look and just see in your kitchen what kind of ingredients you have. Okay, so I had a look in mine, and it said that I had 1 kilogram of flour, that I had 250 grams of sugar, and then I found a small pack of fruit which said that there were 15 grams. Now I've got one set that is kilograms and 2 here that are grams, but I wonder how much I have in total. I want you to have a go now, just like we did a minute ago. Try and convert this kilogram into grams, okay? So pause the video and see if you can work out what the total amount is in grams. Okay, let's have a look together. So 1 kilogram, I know that there are 1,000 grams in every kilogram. So I know that I have 1,000 grams of flour. It says here that I have 250 grams of sugar and then 15 grams of fruit. So I'm just going to add these together now. So I've got just a 5 in this column, so that goes there. I've got 5, add 1 in here, that makes 6. I've just got a 2 in this column, and I've just got a 1 in that column. So in total, the ingredients that I found add up to 1,265 grams. Now you can have a go with some of the ingredients that you found in your kitchen, or if you'd like a bit of a challenge, there will be a worksheet put on Facebook. Spend about 10-15 minutes doing this, or you could even challenge yourself and try and bake a cake using a recipe. So see if you can weigh out your own ingredients and find out how heavy the cake is, what the mass is at the end. Have fun, everyone.